Shoot away.
Freddie, I'm putting something together on the high school careers of the staff.
Yeah.
You're the last coach I haven't talked to yet.
I don't know if I remember that far back.
Killing, right?
Yeah. Brooks High School, yep.
Wrap up your high school career in one paragraph if you can.
Went by real fast. It was, obviously that was where my dad went to school at. My mom's from probably 20 minutes from there. And that's where my brothers and I and my little sister went. We took pride in what we did there. He obviously started it, and there's a lot of good players that's come through there and a lot of good coaches. So it was a small town. We probably lived 25 minutes from it. One red light, four-way stop, and athletics is what you did. You went to school, you played sports, you went both ways in football, you played basketball, you did track stuff. It's kind of just what it was, and it was a fun time.
Were you an inside linebacker?
I did. I played inside backer and running back. Started at quarterback. We got us a new coach in. He moved me to running back. I played linebacker and running back there.
How good was the team?
We were pretty good. We ended up finishing 10-2. We lost to Fayette County twice, where Spencer Pennington was a quarterback. Lost to him in the end of the regular season and in the playoffs. And it was a monsoon. My youngest brother got knocked out of a game in the cover 2, and they ran a speed sweep. So we were down a corner that game, and I think we lost by 3 points. I think it was 7-3 or 7 or whatever it was. I can't remember. But it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. I embraced it. Special place. My brother's now the head coach there, and he's been there now for 2 or 3 years. But a great place to raise a family. My parents are still there, and a lot of my family is.
Which coach from here recruited you?
It was Carl Torbush. Coach Friend was actually there. Coach Torbush just came in, and Kenneth Pope, who was the receivers coach at the time, did a great job. Went to go see Brody Kroll, left Brody Kroll, came to my house, and it was kind of a no-brainer. I obviously knew where I wanted to be. My older brothers were here, and it was an opportunity to play for Alabama.
Last question, who else besides Alabama came after you?
Coach Saban was at LSU at the time. Mississippi State had Jackie Sherrill there. I had all the opportunities to go to all the SEC schools it was, but again, I'd been around this place for so long. My brother's 7 years older than I was, so as I was going through high school, I had the opportunity to come to games to get to know a lot of the players. So when I finally got here, it was kind of, for a while they didn't know how old I was. Kind of been this size for a while, but it was a great staff, great people, and learned a lot of lessons.
I'll let them get to it.
From your playing days, what do you remember about this rivalry game?
It's a big game. There's a lot of people in this state it means a lot to. It's 365 days, and records don't matter. Things that you've done up until this point don't matter. You got to go out and perform. But again, very important to a lot of people in the state of Alabama.
They moved up signing day this year, so it's earlier in December.
That's right.
Just how do you balance that versus what's in front of you?
You got to be able to adapt to things. And Coach Saban used to say it all the time. That's what happened to the dinosaurs. They couldn't adapt, so they died. And you got to adapt to whatever situations come with NCAA rules, signing day moves up, whatever it may be, playoffs. You got to be able to adapt and adjust to things that's going on and keep moving forward.
Just in general terms, how do you think you've been able to kind of help the class as a recruiter for something?
We always try and get the best players we can get. And I think winning helps that, and obviously relationships as well. And we got to focus on that. I think it moves everything up. Your spring's now different, and obviously you have your summer visits, and then throughout the season you're going to have OVs as well. But as a staff, we've done a good job of adjusting to that, and got to continue to move forward as far as recruiting's concerned.
What have you seen this week in practice, the response from the guys after?
Yeah, it's been a lot of good energy. I think the most important part is, we fix the issues that we've created or that we may have and move forward from it. Obviously, if you give up things in a previous game, you're going to see them again, or in previous games before the last game. And that's the big thing. Coach DeBoer says all the time, go 1-0. At some point, you got to move on from the previous game. You got a 24-hour rule. Whether you win or you lose, it's 24 hours. All right, move on, understand what you got to do to be successful the next week, and focus on that.
What do you see from Auburn's offense?
Very explosive. They played really good football last week. Good team. Coach Freeze does a great job wherever he's been. And, you got to be disciplined. They got a lot of things going on. Good running back, really, really good running back. Quarterback's playing very well, and good talent on the outside.
You have several in-state guys on the offensive line, just Tim Keenan, James, Jamarian. Just how is this game maybe a little bit different when you're in state and you've kind of been living it your whole life?
Yeah, I think, again, it's 365, and it affects all families across the state, and locked in on what I got to do. And, at the end of the day, the outside noise doesn't affect the game. We got to focus on what we got to focus on. There's going to be stories, there's going to be reports, all that's good and great. That's not for us. Our job is to strap the helmet up and go play football, and that's what's important. I think it's going to mean a lot to them. They are in-state guys, and you're going to be remembered kind of what you do around this time of the year, and they're focused on that, and that's all that matters.
How many Iron Bowls you win as a player?
I got one, so I kind of fell on the downside of it. They had a really good run, did a really good job. We didn't finish the games we had to finish. If I'm mistaken, we lost LSU and Auburn back-to-back in 2005 after being undefeated all season. So, again, it's about how you finish. That's in 2005 and 2024. No matter what the circumstances are, records don't matter, stats don't matter. What you've done prior to this doesn't matter. It's about what you have to do on Saturday.
It's also senior day this Saturday. Just what would you like to say about some of the seniors?
Oh, they've
here
been
today?
unbelievable. I told Tim Smith, he's probably a lot of the reason why I don't have any hair anymore. But I'm proud of him. As much as he's grown and matured as a man, it's been really, really good to see. And he's been a really good leader. Latham's the same, and those guys on offense have done a tremendous job. And that's what you want. You want some of your better players to be your better people.
How have you seen those leaders kind of step up this week coming off the loss?
Yeah, they understand, you can't, it's no different than anything you do in life. You can't go to work and have a bad day and let it affect Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday if it's a Monday. At some point, you got to move on from every aspect of your life that's negative. And that's what we're teaching them guys to do. They're going to read stuff and all the negative comments. Who cares about it? No outside noise matters to me nor them. All right, at this point, what's happened. Was it embarrassing? Maybe so. But what do I have to do to fix it? And that's how you gain and you create your own luck or the positivity that happens after that.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.